Hey, good morning. This is Kerry with Ozark Christian Church, and so glad you're here to join with us today. So, we've been studying Matthew 5, and we're now to verse 38 through 42. Wow. So, I hope you've been enjoying the videos, and the goal is for these videos is to allow you to look at the words of Jesus and what it says to you personally, okay? And so here we go. We are looking at the topic of going the second mile. All right, so I'm going to read these verses and just let the Lord speak to you as we read these verses. So this is in chapter 5 of Matthew, verses 38, 39, 40, 41, and 42. Jesus said, "You have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth." So what he's talking about is the history of religious doctrine, the history of the scriptures, what we would call the Old Testament scriptures. And so he's referring back to this tradition, if you will. All right? But I tell you not to resist an evil person. Okay, this is where Jesus was countercultural. Jesus was sharing a new way, if you will. So every Sunday at Ozark Christian Church, we celebrate communion. And when we're pouring the juice, we're talking about how his blood represents a new covenant, a new way of life, a new hope. And this is what he's referring to when he's talking in this, what we call the Sermon on the Mount. I love this. He says, "But I tell you not to resist an evil person, but whoever slaps you on your right cheek, turn the other cheek. If anyone wants to sue you and take away your tunic, let him have your cloak too. And whoever compels you to go 1 mile, go with him too. Give to him who asks you, and from him who wants to borrow money from you, and do not turn them away." Wow, there's a lot in this. So I would encourage you. What is God saying to you? Are there people in your life that just rub you wrong? Are there people in your life that are just not nice to you? What should our reaction be? Now, the next video is going to get into how we engage with that mindset that Jesus is trying to convey here. Again, I want to remind you, use these scriptures, use the Bible not as a judgment stick or a ruler to compare other people to. Use it as a mirror, a reflection of your own life. So when I pray, when I read these scriptures, I pray, God, what are you saying to me? What is in my life that I need to change? Real quick confession time here. I have one of my biggest challenges in my spirituality is what I consider road rage. I get frustrated when people don't use their blinkers. It's like just this morning coming to the church, it was dark out, and I saw a car coming and I was waiting for it, except it turned, but it didn't have its blinkers on, so I didn't know it was turning, or I could have went. I get frustrated at stuff like that. People that drive at night with no lights on. But again, what is God saying? It's not about me using this to preach to them. The scripture, I believe, for the believer, it's a mirror. And so my question is, what is the scripture saying to you today about people that rub you wrong, that maybe aren't nice to you? What should our reaction be to that? So I pray that you will look at chapter 5, 6, and 7 as we go through this series and let God speak to you. God bless you. Again, this is Kerry with Ozark Christian Church. Have a great day.